Are you ready?
Are you sure the mic's are on?
Yes.
Because I'm touching on it out here.
Because I don't have the headphones plugged in.
Oh, okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
You love me like yeah. You love me like no. You love me like oh. You love me like yeah. You love me like no.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's
Drake
and Bree, and you're watching Worth the Wait. We have a fun topic today. We're talking about doing business
with Bay.
Business with Bay. I thought it was doing business with Bay.
I thought you said doing. I'm sorry. Yes, doing business with Bay.
Bang, bang. So before we get into the overall bullet points that we have that we want to talk about, we just want to give you guys an update on our business, let you know how it's going. Super exciting news. Would you want to start?
So for people who don't know, Bree and I have a business together, and it's a social media and branding, consulting, and management company.
Why did you say he is so weird?
It's two ands in there, so it can get a little confusing.
Branding and social media, management and consulting.
Yeah, that's what I said. Social media and branding, management and consulting.
You made it sound really confusing.
I didn't. So that's what we do. We do it together as a team. And we started it January 1st, 2018. So we are getting on our 1 year anniversary here.
Yay! Super exciting news. So we have signed an NBA client, Tobias Harris, for the LA Clippers. We have how many local businesses and non-local?
I don't know. We've helped so many. Our client list is so long. Whether it's
we've got
monthly
some
clients,
really cool brands.
Whether it's monthly clients or even just like one-time clients or different branding work that we're doing for people. It's been a lot of fun just like working with different brands, different businesses, learning about different industries. I know Bree has picked up some real estate investment jargon.
Yeah,
because
a lot of real estate investors and agents that we've been working with.
Yeah, but no, it's been truly exciting, fun, and it's just a really great experience going into business with Bay.
So let's get into it. Why did we start a business together?
I feel like there's a lot of different answers to that question. Whether it's Bree's entrepreneurial spirit and mindset, that's always been a thing that she's done, just period, and been the thing that she won't settle for anything less than that, or my desire to want to do that and achieve that. Then also the opportunities that were presented because of her skills and my knowledge, and then for it making sense because we kind of are each other's strengths where we have weaknesses. So I feel like there's a lot to it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different reasons why it started. Now how it started is a different question, but why it started is...
Yeah, my answer was gonna be because it made sense. Like it didn't make sense to do anything but that. When we first started, I was doing it full time and Dre still had his job, and we just started doing so well with the business. I was like, yo, my mans, I'm gonna need some help over here. And so for a little while, Dre was kind of balancing the two, and then it just got to a point where financially it didn't make sense for him to keep his job anymore. And yeah, it's really cool. So let's give you guys some tips if you're thinking about going into business with Bay. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is basically like strengths and weaknesses. So if you're deciding that you wanna go into business with your Bay, you need to know what your strengths and what your weaknesses are, and there needs to be a balance. And if there's something that's missing, then outsourcing or hiring on, extra staff or team members to get the job done is definitely needed. We got super lucky because we were able to start without no staff, because what I couldn't do, he could do, and vice versa. So I think the most important part with a business is definitely finances. This man right here, knowing how to invest, knowing like just structures and setups for making sure that your finances are actually being accounted for. Like I was in business by myself without really getting a grip of my finances, and that's not the way to go. Then you got like the marketing. So like who's gonna handle marketing? We both pretty much do that 50-50. And then the overall, like, you know, what's happening. So who's talking to the clients, who's doing the work. And so figuring out what your strengths and weaknesses are and figuring out what the role is going to be and having a clarity on that, because the only time that I feel like we got into disagreements or like either one of us felt some type of way is if the other person wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing because the roles were unclear for a moment. You agree?
Yeah, I feel like first with business in general, whether you're doing it with a significant other or just in general, you have to understand what you're good at and what you're not. Like I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons people fail, or even with partnerships that there's disagreements a lot, is because people won't truly admit like, hey, I'm good at this and then I'm not good at this, or you're better at this. And the biggest thing for us was that there was moments to where we had like friction and different things like that, but I think that we kind of put ourselves like in certain positions that didn't really make sense for us, and that's mainly because, like, say the job I'm coming from, I was in sales and marketing, so it made sense that I would kind of like do that or take the lead on that. But Bree is honestly more bubbly, more like salesy. Like, she can basically sell sand to the beach. She's a great salesman. So it's like we had our roles kind of not in the right position, and we didn't have pretty, like you said, clarity on really what we were doing. But once we made that switch, and it was her idea, we made the switch and we kind of got into our lanes. And ever since then, we've been like smooth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta be willing to put pride aside and go through like a trial and error phase to figure out what works for you. And that's if you're gonna work by yourself in your own business or have a partner or multiple partners. It's really trial and error. Every single 30 days, like every month, we had to regroup. We had to replan, we had to re-strategize, we had to look at what was working, what's not working. And just to give you guys an idea, our Insta Makeover is our most popular service. Back in January, we were doing them for free. February, we were doing them at $50. They now go for $500. And so just the difference from February to December, well, really November is when the $500 increase happened. So like so many things changed. The prices, the terms and services, the conditions, the contracts, the website, the everything. So trial and error is gonna be huge. So you gotta have patience and put pride aside. Second thing that you definitely need to be able to do is work as a team. Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about that?
I would just say, like, I feel like people, if you asked about going to business with a significant other or a spouse, people would talk like negatively about it, as a lot of people will probably do with family members, things like that, and say like, oh, you probably shouldn't do it, it's like too close. Even Biggie said money and blood don't mix, like, to find yourself in serious, 10 crack commandments.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, like, business is like, especially when it comes to money and that's your main source of income, like, you want to be with somebody you trust. Like, it's hard because, especially if you're bringing money in, people will cling on to you for the wrong reasons. People will cling on to you just to get the clout or the notoriety, or try to get some of the money that you're getting, not actually being genuine and like why they're getting into business with you. So I would say, if you can find a way to make it work, because we found a way to make it work, and I think you can find a way to make it work. Like, I'm not against going into business with Bay.
And I think one of the biggest things is, as a team, like, if you're doing this thing, you both want the same outcome. You want success. So you want it to work. So planning together, coming up with your goals, and really figuring out how we're going to get to each of these goals. And at the end of the day, being a team member means like, yo, if we're down and we got 5 minutes left in the game, you're pumping up your teammates. We can do it. We got this. We got this. And so what we always do is, like, he may have a bad day, and I'm the one being like, babe, it's gonna be okay. Like, do you need help with this or that? Vice versa. I may have a day where I'm super overwhelmed, and he's like, what can I do to help? And so it's just about being able to play multiple roles, even when that role is not your role, because you're being a team player. And we're good at doing that. Like, I mean, But that, if you got a good relationship and good communication, it'll make going into business a lot easier because you already know how to establish a positive, healthy relationship, which is all a partnership is in business. So yes, get your relationship together before you get into business. That's a given.
And then also I would say to like learn how to separate the two.
That was our
that's
our last point.
Well, you have to learn to separate the two, because there's been times where she's been upset at me from a personal standpoint. Maybe I did something to her, or like things happen, people get emotional. Either way, it happens. But like when it comes to business, it may still be like, are you send that email to someone? So like it's like I don't feel like talking to you, but like we got business to run. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's funny. That's how he knows when I'm like mad about something, because anything that comes in my mouth will just be business. That's it. He'll be like, "How's your day?" And I'll be like, "Fine." But I'll be like, "So with the emails, what happened?" So yeah, that is definitely huge, especially because like we live and work in the same space. So it's not like we get up in the morning, we get dressed and we go drive to our work location, and then it's like you don't both have to be there. Like our desks are literally, my desk is right there and his desk is right there. So we're like, boom, like, "Hey partner, how you doing?" So if we're having a bad day, it's very clear. And we, like I said, he does a lot better job of it, like always being positive and always just being like, everything's okay. I definitely get in my moments and I'll be like, just leave me alone. Like, just leave me alone for a minute. And it's usually never him. It's usually not the other person that's creating the tension. It's more just frustration within the work, or like the overwhelming workload at the moment, and so you're just like a little tense. So yeah, I think that those are definitely the main things. And
I would say also, like, understanding with the separation thing, you have to understand how that other person works.
Mm-hmm.
Like understanding that is going to be a big part of like you guys' success together, and even in your relationship outside of that, because we work completely different. Like if I like to manage expectations. Bree is a little bit different in the sense that, like, say we do a photo shoot on Monday. I'd be like telling her how to pictures by Thursday. She's like, "Thursday?" I'm like, "Yes, like a few days to edit, pick out, like I'm not going to do this." And she'd be like, "I'll just stay up and do it." And she'll stay till like 3 o'clock and edit all the pictures and get it back to him in a day. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with either one per se.
I don't do that anymore.
It's nothing wrong with either one per se. It's just you have to understand like how that person works. Like
you gotta be on the same page.
Like Bree knows like certain things. If I'm reading something or doing something crazy, like I like to go to the library. I don't like to no noise. I can't do stuff like a TV on. And it's just like everybody has a different thing, and it's not saying that one is better than the other. You just have to understand how that person works.
Yeah, that's huge, because like we have our work where we can do like bed days, like we'll turn something on and like we'll be in our bed with laptops, and I know what that work is for him. He knows what that work is for me. It's pretty much anything for me.
Pretty much anything.
But he has specific things that like he has to be in a quiet space. So either he'll leave the apartment, or like I'll leave the apartment, or like he said, he'll go to the library. So just understanding that like whoever you're going to business with, whether it's someone else, it's yourself, or it's your spouse, that you have to know what your work environment needs to be, and then the other people that are involved as well, because people are very different, especially when it comes to work.
I agree.
Yeah, so
I guess I'll leave you with, if you go in a business with Bae, before you do it, just plan. Think of every scenario, and then just be very, very clear on responsibilities. Things will change. Trust me, they will change. But just be very clear about like everything. And try to think of as many things as you can and be clear on it, so there's just not any like miscommunications, or I thought that you were and I thought that you were, and stuff like that. But there's going to be a lot of things that you're not going to know until you actually get in it.
Trial and error. I laughed because it sounded like I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. My pizza's in the oven, so we just had this time. I love y'all. Obviously, I'm not trying to rush away. But
you like burnt pizza.
I'm not like burnt though. So, look, see? Your partner knows you. You know what I like. But no, seriously, we hope that this helped you guys out. Make sure you comment below. Give us your opinion, suggestions of things that we should post in the future. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at It's Dre Smith, at Brianna Ponte, and at Worth the Wait, THEE. And check out our business. We'll link it below. It's all about it. Think it, brand it, build it. See y'all soon.
Peace.
Love y'all.